जय श्री माता जी। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे, कुंडली चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे। लेट्स bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji, raise kundalini and take bandhan. महामंत्र, उसके पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। दोनों हाथ श्री माता जी के सामने, both hands towards श्री माता जी। आंख बंद करेंगे। लेट्स क्लोज आवर आईज। वर्तमान में रहने की कोशिश करेंगे। We'll try to be in the present moment. आज हम मध्य नाड़ी पर ध्यान करेंगे। We'll meditate on the central channel. श्री माता जी से पूर्ण हृदय से प्रार्थना करेंगे। We'll pray to Shri Mataji from the bottom of our heart. चित्त को मध्य मूलाधार में रखेंगे। Let's keep our attention on the central channel on मध्य मूलाधार। श्री माता जी कृपया हमें अभूत बनाइए। Shri Mataji, please make us innocent like Shri Ganesha. चित्त को स्वादिष्ठान पर रखेंगे। Attention on स्वादिष्ठान। श्री माता जी कृपया मुझे शुद्ध विद्या प्रदान कीजिए। श्री माता जी प्लीज ब्लेस अस विथ प्योर नॉलेज। चित्त को नाभि चक्र पे लाएंगे। Attention on नाभि। श्री माता जी कृपया हमें संतोष प्रदान कीजिए। श्री माता जी प्लीज ब्लेस अस विथ satisfaction. Please make us satisfied. चित्त को भवसागर में रखेंगे। Attention on void. श्री माता जी कृपया हमें स्वयं का गुरु बनाइए। श्री माता जी प्लीज make us our own guru. Please establish the guru principle within us. Attention on center heart. हृदय पे चित्त रखेंगे. श्री माता जी कृपया हमें निर्भय बनाइए. श्री माता जी प्लीज मेक अस फियरलेस. चित्त को विशुद्धि पे रखेंगे. अटेंशन ऑन विशुद्धि. श्री माता जी कृपया हमें साक्षी भाव प्रदान कीजिए. हमें विराट का अंग प्रत्यंग बनाइए. श्री माता जी प्लीज bless us with witness state and make us part and parcel of the whole. चित्त को आज्ञा चक्र पे रखेंगे. अटेंशन ऑन आज्ञा. श्री माता जी हमें क्षमाशील बनाइए. श्री माता जी प्लीज bless us with the quality of forgiveness. चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर रखेंगे. कीप अटेंशन ऑन सहस्त्रार. श्री माता जी कृपया हमें आत्म साक्षात्कार प्रदान कीजिए. हमारा आत्म साक्षात्कार दृढ़ कीजिए. श्री माता जी प्लीज गिव अस सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन and please bless us with your divine blessings. Let's open our eyes. आँख खोलेंगे और श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी को आत्मसात करेंगे. Let's listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
Namaste. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 Today we are here to worship Shri Krishna. As you know, Shri Krishna is the incarnation of Vishnu. And Vishnu is the one who is the preserver of this universe. When this whole world was created, it was necessary to create a preserver also, because this world would have been destroyed. And completely, if it is left alone without a preserver, then the way human beings are, they could have done anything to this world. But so Vishnu is the preserver. He is the preserver and he is the only one really incarnates. Of course, sometimes Brahmadeva also incarnated. But he only takes forms. In our evolutionary process, he has taken different forms, came on this earth in different ways. But still he had, as you say, 12 up to 12 was Sri Rama. And up to 10, he was there. So he created also an atmosphere of the many great prophets around himself, so that they could preserve the dharma of this universe. So the basis of preservation was dharma, which has got, as you know, the most important basic foundation for spiritual life. In this dharma, whatever was to be established balance. It was a habit with people to go to extremes in anything. So he created a balance within us. The first principle of dharma was to create balance. If a person doesn't have a balance, then he cannot achieve his ascent. Simple as that. If you don't have a balance in your aeroplane, it cannot ascend. If you don't have a balance, say, on a ship, it won't move. In the same way, first the human beings had to achieve the balance. But they are born with different capacities, with different capabilities. I said that Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Jati Rupena Samsita. Means the aptitudes are different. They are born with different aptitudes, with different faces, with different colors, because variety was to be created. If everybody looked the same, you see, they would be looking like some robots or something. So everybody was created in a different way according to the country, according to the parents. All this was organized by the principle of Sri Vishnu, that he created this world in different varieties. He gave variety. And Sri Krishna is the master of it. At the time when Sri Krishna came, people were extremely serious type and had become very ritualistic. The reason was that Rama came and he talked of maryadas. And these maryadas made people extremely austere type. In that austerity, people lost the sense of joy, sense of beauty, sense of variety. So the Sri Krishna's incarnation came, as we call it, the Sampurna. It's complete because he has 16 petals. As the moon has 16 kalas, he too had 16 petals, so he is Sampurna and he is what we call is the Purnima, is the full moon. With this completeness of his incarnation, of Vishnu's incarnation, from Vishnu to many other incarnations, he came as the complete incarnation, the total of Sri Vishnu was manifested. So, whatever was lacking in Rama's incarnation, he brought it forth. As you know that on the center, on the right heart, you have 12 petals. With this, he showed so many things which people miss completely. Because, unfortunately, Gita was written down. When Gita was written down, people started following the book word by word, not understanding. And in the Gita, his message was never for peace. He didn't say you should be peaceful. It was something like jihad. That he said that to Arjuna, you have to fight. At this time, you have to fight for dharma, for the truth. And you have to fight. Then he said, I can't kill my uncles and I can't kill my grandfather and I can't kill my relations. He said, who are you killing? They are already dead. Because they have no dharma. If you have no dharma, then you are already dead. So what is there to kill or not to kill? And that is what today we see. In modern times, especially America, which is the country of Vishuddhi, they have no dharma. So they are already dead, under dope or whatever you may call it, under fear of all kinds of diseases. They are already dead, and whom are you going to kill? And this message was in Kurukshetra he gave to Arjuna. But then he said, you have asked me to kill these people because I have dharma in me. I am killing them, all right. But what beyond this? What is beyond that? So he describes Sahaja. Beyond this was Sahaja. Was first he describes in the second chapter, who is the Sthita Prajna? Is the man who is balanced. Then he says that such a man is never angry. He doesn't get angry. Inside, he is absolutely at peace. So what he described later on is really the modern times. Or we can say our Sahaja, in which he said how a person should become. He didn't write or he didn't say how to become that. But the description is just like Christ, I think, where he says that if somebody slaps you on one face, you put the other side of the face. All this is actually description of Sahajogis, of the future, not at that time when Kauravas were fighting the Pandavas. It was not at that time. During that fight, he told him that if you become a Sthita Prajna, then you can transcend all these problems, all these understandings that you have, and you become absolutely peaceful with yourself. So on one side, he said, you have to fight. Now in modern times, we do not have to fight Kauravas. There are no Kauravas. The 5 Pandavas have to fight the Kauravas. So now what are these 5 Pandavas? They are our senses. Or we can call they are the cosmos divided into various elements. What's that? They have to fight. They have to fight the Kauravas, which are within us. Now there are 100 Kauravas, not one. It is, if you extend it, then we can say the nature has to fight something that is against the nature. Now people will say anger is natural. Getting annoyed is natural. To be aggressive is natural. It is not. Anger and all these things may have been natural. But now we must know that we have the natural capacity to ascend. It's natural to go higher. It is natural to be Sthita Prajna. It is natural to be Sahajogi. This is also built in us. For example, a seed is a seed. When it is seed, we call it seed. All right, natural is to be seed. But then it sprouts, then becomes the tree. So it is also natural in a seed that all that future, all the thousands of trees it is going to be, is also in that seed. And now, as you know, they are experimenting that in one seed you can get 1,000, minimum of thousands of little sprouts in one seed, and which can be made, all of them, into trees or plants. This is a new thing that has come up. So when he said that you have to become a Sthita Prajna, what he was trying to say, that you should achieve your balance. Now this he told, there was a war on. When they were warring, all right, you have to do it. If you have to war with people, if you have to kill them, it's all right. But afterwards, once that is over, then what you have to do is to build up your spiritual sense. Now the building up of the spiritual sense is our work. And that's what we have to do. Not only dharma. Many Sahajogis think that they are going in dharma, so they are all right. They are working in dharma, they are living in a dharmic life. They are. I am very surprised and happy that they are doing it. But that's not the end of it. That's the balance part, where you are balancing yourself. Now what you have to do is to go ahead and build up your spiritual self and spread it. This is the work of Sri Krishna also, because he is the one who communicates all over. As you know, America is communicating everywhere, in a wrong way, but it is. It has got computers, it has got this, all communication things it has done, because it is innately built in them to communicate. But because they don't believe in Sri Krishna, neither in Dharma, so the basis itself is wrong. And with this wrong basis, they have started spreading. With this very, very wrong basis, they have started spreading all kinds of filth and dirt and I don't know what to call it, which is against human beings, which is against our ascent, which is against God. And they are doing all this. Why? Why are they doing which they are not supposed to do? I think it's the intellect. Their intellect, which is also, I should say, is the brain, which is the seat of Virat. Can you imagine? It's the seat of Virat. And with their intellect, what do? They say it is natural. It is natural to be adharmic. It is natural to be aggressive. It is natural to be money oriented. Everything that they have is all natural. Because according to them, with their intellect, they have somehow or other managed to convince through your rationality that this is the correct thing to do. Without this, you cannot exist. I mean, this is supposed to be their culture now. Now, if that is the culture all over, it's not only in America, all over, this sort of a nonsensical culture is accepted because of the intellect. They are much more intelligent. You see, a person who always thinks of money, this, that, naturally becomes very intelligent in the sense he becomes sharp. He becomes smart. He becomes smart, in a way, something as if he knows everything. He starts thinking he knows everything. Whatever he is doing is right. Whatever the way he is behaving, he is right. So, these Pandavas, which he has got within himself, these elements that he has got, he uses them for a purpose which is destructive, absolutely destructive, anti-God. And he is not aware, because his intelligence always justifies. Whatever he is doing is justified. And he has given also so much of brains to these intellectuals that they also try to go against what is Dharma. For example, even Sri Krishna's life, they try to depict by saying that Sri Krishna himself had 5 wives and he had 16 wives later. Actually, these were his power. But without understanding what Sri Krishna was, because intellect is such a gross nonsense that it doesn't take you to the right thinking, always to the wrong thinking. It moves you because you want to justify everything. And this justification makes you live with yourself. Otherwise, normally, you can't live with yourself. It is very difficult to live with a life which is adharmic, which is aggressive, which is what you can call a warmongering type. But they live. So, all that is expected of a human being, just the opposite of that, juxtaposition of that, is being done in all these Western cultures. You can see it clearly, how they justify. Immorality, they can justify. One Mr. Freud came in, he replaced even Christ. Of course, I mean, he had to, because Christ was even more strict than Muhammad Sahib, who said, anybody does anything with one eye, with the eyes, you should take out one eye. And anybody whose hand is spoiling him, he should cut his hand. I mean, most of the Europeans and Americans would have been without one hand, I think, according to Christ. Thank God they didn't follow him to that point. And also Muhammad Sahib thought that Christ has done so much for the men, why not we do something for the women also? So he made something for women. Both of them are too much for human beings. They didn't realize it. Who is going to take out one eye for that? They have intellect. Now, if they are looking at many women, there's a justification is natural. Have you seen any animal behaving like that? If the animals are natural beings, we are worse than animals. And what a mess we have created with this kind of understanding through these intellectuals who are trying to tell us something, and we accept. So this is one of the problems, is if there's an intelligent man, he dominates. Now, for example, some fashion starts. We all take it. It's a fashion. But why are you taking it? It's a fashion. So the intellect of an entrepreneur can really befool you completely. But not with people who are wise. They will say, get lost. We have had all this. This is about morality part. That is the worst practiced in the West. I mean, worse than animals, I should say. And that's how they are suffering today. They are suffering with so many diseases, so many troubles, this, that. Second thing which we always justify is violence. Now, there is no war going on in Kurukshetra. But you see violence everywhere. In America, it's terrible. When my daughter went, she took out all her ornaments, put it with me. She said, Mummy, I can't carry this. Nothing was given to the girl. All artificial things were given. Because you can be killed for it. I'm not saying it's only in America, it's everywhere. Because everybody's guru is America. It starts from America, the gurudom, and people just follow blindly. So the violence is now entering into our films, Indian films also, but now they have taken some objection. Maybe it is too much for us. But this kind of thing that you can kill anybody. So if you go on like this, you see, if that is the criteria of greatness, then Rwanda people should be placed highest in the evolutionary process. Killing somebody is not allowed. Thou shalt not kill. Muslims are killing. Everybody is killing everyone. The other day they killed a very nice man in India for nothing at all. This idea of aggressiveness ultimately takes you to the killing part. You can't even create one ant. How can you kill human beings like that? Of course, this killing business is taken to the highest limit, like Hitler believed that he was top of the world. This is same. That you just forget what you are and you start assuming through your ego that you are something very great. Also in Sahaja, I find recently there are some people who are saying they are gods, they are deities, everything. So this ego business is actually taking energy of your intelligence. And the greatest enemy of a human being is his intelligence, I think. Because it's so limited, it is so conditioned, and it is so arrogant, and it is so blind. Wisdom is a different thing. Wisdom you don't get in colleges, schools, universities, nowhere. Where do you get it, the wisdom? You get it through your spirit, which gives you a complete idea as to what is right and what is wrong. Whatever is wrong will be accepted by intellect, always. Intellect is not wisdom. One must understand. There are two things, wisdom and intellect.
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज के ध्यान के लिए हम आपके अनंत आभारी हैं। Thank you, Shri Mataji, for today's meditation. परम पूज्य श्री माताजी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे, कुंडली चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे. Let's bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji, raise Kundalini and take bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji.